In the next 10 minutes, I'm breaking down the corporate world in a simple way. No jargon, no overload, no confusion. Just the real structure of how companies work, how people move inside, and why it sometimes feels like a whole different universe. So let's get into it. My name is Isaac Mills. So, what is the corporate world? The corporate world simply means the environment of large organized companies, also known as corporations, where people work together to build, sell, or manage products and services. So think of companies like banks, technology firms or tech firms for short, insurance companies, telecommunication companies, or even big retail chains like Walmart, Costco, and Home Depot. Unlike small businesses where things are actually flexible and informal, corporate organizations are structured. That means that there is clear rules, defined responsibilities, rules and processes, hierarchies. Yes, there would always be bosses on top of bosses. That's basically the meaning of the hierarchies in this context. At its core, the corporate world is just a system designed to scale work effectively. But here's the key idea. It's not about working harder, it's about working within a system. Now, let's look at the corporate structure for you to understand how the system operates. So, every corporate organization is like a pyramid. At the top, you have executives, which is the C level, and you can have the CEO, which is the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Financial Officer, which is CFO, and we have the COO, which is Chief Operating Officer, known as the C levels. All are the C levels because they are the executive level roles. They decide the company's directions. And we also have middle management, which consists managers, team leads, departmental heads, and what have you. They actually translate big goals into daily work. And we can have the employees or staff or analysts, developers, sales representatives, designers, customer service teams. They actually execute the task. So when you hear somebody say, I'll need approval from management, sorry, it's because directions often move up and down this chain. The structure exists to reduce chaos, but sometimes it also slows things down because certain functions that are supposed to be executed are very bureaucratic in nature because of the hierarchical structure of the corporate world. So now let's look at the roles and job types in the corporate world. Let's break it down. So we have the operations. So the operations guys, they actually keep everything running smoothly, like logistics, processes, and coordinations. Where we have the finance team, they actually handle money. And how do they handle it? They create the budgets, the salaries, investments, and also profit tracking. And we can have the marketing team. They make people care about the products that a company is selling or the service that a company is providing. So they do that through advertisements or social media and branding. And then we have the technology or the IT guys. They actually build and maintain softwares, websites, and systems within the organization to ensure that everything is running properly. Every technological system is running properly. And we have the sales guys. So these guys bring in customers and actually close deals. And we can also have the HR, human resources. They actually manage hiring, workplace policies, and employees' well-being. They actually bridge the gap between the management and also the employees. So each department has its own language, priorities, and goals, but they all connect like a gear in a machine, or they all connect like gears in a machine. So let's look at a typical day in the corporate life. So what does a normal day look like in a corporate life? So as an intern who has done my internship at ECG somewhere in August last year, I would say that for many corporate employees, it goes like this. First of all, they check emails, they attend meetings, they work on tasks or projects, they update reports or spreadsheets, and they actually communicate with teammates and also have more meetings if possible. And yes, deadlines are actually a big deal in the corporate world. One important concept here is KPIs, which is known as the key performance indicators. So these are measurable goals that actually define success, like sales targets, project completion, customer satisfaction, and what have you. So basically, it just implies that How do we know you are doing your job very well? That's what KPIs do. They are metrics that help to determine whether an employee is being productive or unproductive, or whether the employee is executing his or her task or responsibility very well. So let's also look at the corporate structure, or the corporate culture. So the corporate culture is actually the personality of a company or a corporations. So some companies are very formal, some can be casual and creative, others are fast paced and competitive. So culture actually affects how people talk to each other, how decisions are made, how stressful or relaxed work feels. Two people can have the same job title in two different companies and have completely different experience because of differences in their corporate culture. And let's look at the fun part of corporate world, which is the career growth in corporate world. So in corporate life, growth usually follows a path like this. So you start from somewhere, a junior to mid-level to a senior to a lead to manager to an executive. But promotion is never automatic. It depends on office politics. And how does it depend on office politics? Office politics are actually determined through performance, experience, leadership ability, timing, and opportunity. There is also something called the corporate ladder. It's the idea that you climb step by step over time. But here's the reality: some people actually move fast, some stay in the same role for many years, some even switch companies to actually grow faster. So growth is not just vertical or upward. It can also be switching departments, changing companies, learning new skills to upgrade your current skills so that you can take on responsibilities that are more lucrative in terms of your lives. So let's look at the pros and cons of the corporate world. Let's actually keep it real. Corporate world, because it's a business organization, definitely there will be pros, there will be cons. Okay, so one pro about the corporate world is there's actually stable income, there's clear structure, there's career growth opportunities. And in the corporate world, you can actually learn from experienced professionals. What are the cons? Office politics, which is one one thing that can affect the career growth of many people in an organization. I wouldn't really like talk much about the office politics and where I did my internship, but see, there's office politics, but it's sometimes subtle or indirect. And another con of the corporate world is repetitive tasks, and you can have long meetings as well, and also pressure from deadlines. And there's less flexibility in some companies. So the corporate world is not good nor bad. It depends on the company you are working with, the culture of the company, and what you actually want in life. So that's the corporate world in a nutshell. It's a structured system where people work together in rules, follow processes, and build organizations that run at scale. It can feel confusing at first, but once you understand the structure, it all starts making sense. So this is the corporate world summarized in less than 9 minutes. I hope you found value in this video. If you do, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much and see you another time.